Okay. Microphone is all set. YouTube Studio is waking up. All right. Are we ready to go, baby? What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Cleveland Cavaliers non game live stream. Haven't done a non Cavaliers, or I guess I haven't done a Cavaliers non game live stream in a while. This isn't really an article review. It's more or less just me talking about targets, as we are about a month away from the trade deadline already. And up to this point, it's been quiet for the Cavs. There hasn't been any news. Now, of course, on the court, it's been anything but quiet, as the Cavs have been making a crap ton of noise, just beating the absolute crap out of every team they face for the most part. They're on another 10-game winning streak where they've taken care of business every game. And it's very impressive to see how this team is playing. And it's this team playing like this that has Cavs fans thinking, do we really need to make a trade? And honestly, I understand it. I really do. I understand it. I could see that sentiment, right? Now, first off, because I do have Fanspo pulled up, because we're going to look at some Fanspo trades in there, right? But first off, we're going to go over what I have for my tier maker for today. As you see above me, I have all the potential trade targets up above. Of course, on the left side, you have all the Cavs players who could be sent out. And then all on the right side, you have all the players that we could easily acquire. The categories are as follows. Up top, you have in red, all in, meaning if we go after these players, the Cavs are essentially going balls to the wall. Like they're going for it. They're trying to win that championship. Now, number two is logical. These trade pieces, or these, trading for these players kind of makes sense. They wouldn't cost much, and they'd probably be good for depth on the bench, or maybe like a solid starter. Number three, third wheel. Just like what we did to get Jared Allen. Maybe the Cavs, jump in as a third team in a trade. And I do have a few names in mind, as you see above, right away. Yeah, third wheel. Kobe Altman swoops in as the third team and maybe pulls a heist like he did with Jared Allen. Right? Look what Jared Allen's been able to do for us since we got him in the James Harden deal. And then finally, you have on the move the players that I think the Cavs are probably going to ship off in any trade. Now, just a reminder, this is not saying I think we're going to get all these guys. No. I don't even know if we're going to make any trades. But with that being said, let's dip right in, all right? I'm not going to be live too long, though, because I got to get ready for Monday Night Raw tonight. I'm actually going to stream it. Got to get the stream set up and everything. I wasn't sure if I was even going to stream the damn thing, but I am. So, yeah, we're going to be cooking here in a little bit. So let me turn off YouTube Studio. By the way, what's up? Rudy says Cavs trade Mitchell, Jarrett, and Mobley to Lakers. And then you turn off NBA 2K25. And then you throw your PS whatever, your Xbox out the window. Why on earth would we do that? I mean, maybe like in your fantasy land, yeah. I don't even think you'd be able to do that on a 2K25. But yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. No. Unless you want to give us like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and like every pick in the next 20 years, which is not going to happen. So, yeah, get that out of here. So, we're going to start off with the players that I think will be on the move in any trade for the Cavs. Starting off, by the way, I'm going to have it where the players on the left side, going from left to right, the players on the left side, I think, are the most likely ones to get dealt, and the ones on the right side are probably not going to get dealt, really. The most likely ones will be on the left side. So, of all the Cavs players that are the most likely to get dealt, I'm going to say Karis LeVert. Yeah, Karis LeVert. I think he's an expiring deal. And they could easily do what they did with Ricky Rubio. You know, I don't think he's going anywhere. So, starting off with him, I don't think he's going anywhere. But we'll see. Isaac, okay, so let's actually, you know what? I got a better idea. Let's do this. Let's go scroll from left to right on the bottom here. Starting off with George Niang. Obviously, he's on there. I mean, I don't know if they're going to trade him. I have seen him on Fanspo in several trade packages. Now, Jalen Tyson, I think he's least likely to get dealt compared to George Niang. Sam Merrill, I think he's more likely. Tristan Thompson, way more likely because he's essentially like a non-guaranteed. He's a vibe guy pretty much. Karras, this is an interesting one. Again, he's an expiring contract, but he's having the year of his. He's having the year. He's having his best year, pretty much as a pro, damn near. Like he is one of the best players, I think, in terms of bench guys that I think a lot of teams would want. You know, he's having damn near a career year. Like he's really found himself this year. It's a big reason why our bench is so good. Not to mention, if we trade him, I can't do the whole Wheel of Levert thing anymore. And I don't think he really gets dealt just because of how good he's playing. So I'll put him on the far right. Dean Wade, I'll put him. Put him right here. I'll put him up here. I'll put him right here because I don't think he gets dealt. But Isaac Okoro, I'm going to put him right here. And Craig Porter Jr., I'll put him right here. So I think Dean, Tristan, because Tristan will just be a throw-in if he does get. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm going to move Tristan over here. I'm going to put him right here. Oh, because he's a vibe guy. He's the guy that keeps the locker room together. Right? He doesn't play often at all, but I don't think he cares. He just wants to be on the team. You know? It's like he doesn't even care if he doesn't play. You see him on the bench, just keeping the vibes going. You got to have one of those guys on this team. Because we've seen how a guy like him affects the locker room. I mean, if you think about it, it was guys like him, RJ, and Channing that kept that locker room together when we were making our run in the 2016 to really 18 years. Because of course, you know, the whole Kyrie LeBron thing. I don't think those two saw eye to eye, really, but RJ and Channing and Tristan kept everybody together. It was just a vibe. Even Kevin too. I think the sucky thing about Kevin was his freaking hand injury. He became practically useless because his injury was so bad. He couldn't shoot. If he didn't get hurt, I don't think we got rid of him. I think he'd still be here, to be honest. Oh man. But those are all the guys that I think could be on the move. But let's go to third wheel. There's really only two guys that I could see the Cavs jumping in as the third team for. And it's pretty obvious. Jimmy Butler and Walker Kessler. Jimmy Butler, not going to be a Cav. Let me be real with that. Let me be honest. Let me be upfront. We're not trading for Jimmy Butler or Walker Kessler. We're not doing that. But we could jump in on the trade. We could jump in and be a third team. Maybe get a piece or two. Like we did with the James Harden deal. They could do that. I wouldn't be shocked with Kobe or whoever our GM is at this point to do that. I could see that happening. And I think Jimmy one's most likely, though. But I don't know if it'll happen. Now, in terms of logical deals, these guys wouldn't cost much at all. The most likely to least likely, I know Cavs fans are going to love this, but I'm going to say right away the most likely one, Larry Nance Jr. We got to bring back Larry. Come on now. Got to bring him back. Why not, right? Just bring him back. Why not? I mean, it makes so much sense. No, he is hurt. But besides him, which is the obvious, I'm going to say Dorian. Not Dorian. No, he was traded. Duran Sharp. I think he is very likely to. Right? He could be an add-on, especially like in a Cam Johnson deal. But yeah, I would love Duran Sharp. Simone Fontecchio. It's kind of least likely because I don't know if the Pistons are going to be sellers like that. But he's also damn good. Duop Reith, I'm going to actually put him right here. Again, another cheap big man target that we could get for relatively nothing. Cody Martin, I'm going to actually put him right around here again. I think he'll be more likely as well if they want to go with a wing type. Then you have Corey Kispert. I'll put him right here, I think. And then, of course, you got Jeremy Grant, who is on the far, far right. If I could put him all the way over here, I would. But I can't. And then Robert Williams. Yeah, Time Lord. A trade for Time Lord would probably send Cavs Twitter into a frenzy because it's like, if he can stay healthy, he is good. But he can't stay healthy. He's coming off some injuries, and he'd be great depth for the bench, though. I mean, he'd be fantastic depth. And the Cavs have been chasing Jeremy Grant for like years now. I saw an article. In fact, I'm going to pull it up. I saw an article on Bleacher Report not too long ago here that actually had us, here it is, trading for Jeremy Grant. This is back in November. Yeah. This is from Bleacher Report right here. The trade would have been Jeremy Grant to the Cavs for Karis LeVert, George Niang, a 2025 second via Milwaukee, and two 2027 second round picks. If this is all it would take to get Jeremy Grant, I need Kobe Altman to be like on the phone immediately to try to pull this off. Man, getting rid of Karis would sting. Not gonna lie. It really would. It really would sting a little, but Jeremy Grant's good. I mean, I just don't know if it'll happen. I don't think it happens. So, and that's why I have him pretty much like as the least likely player of the logical trade targets. And then the two players left, of course, if we were to go after these two, the packages would be massive. And that would signify to us, the fan base, that this team is going all in on a title this year. And of course, the most likely one to happen, Cam Johnson. They've been trying to get him since the summertime. And I haven't heard anything about us being interested in him. We might have faded away in that department. But then again, you never know. They might be still working. But if that happens, I would be happy. I'd be one happy camper, for sure. And of course, Brandon Ingram. We were mentioned with him in the summertime. when there was all that talk about the Cavs breaking up the core four, which, by the way, thank God we didn't do that. But when there was talks about Jared Allen or Darius Garland getting dealt, Brandon Ingram was the name that came up all the time. I also remembered a few others, I believe, that I might have missed. I'm gonna see if I can find them in here. Because there's a few names I'm pretty sure that I was gonna put in here, but I don't know if I have their renders up on here immediately. I'm not in Jeremy Grant, but least likely than everybody else. Simple as that. I don't know if he'd be. I don't even know if he's gonna get dealt. And even if he does, a lot of teams are gonna want him. But with that being said, that's what I have for my my fanspo. No, we're going to next. Thank God we didn't trade for Ingram. I know, right? Because if we would have traded for Ingram, we probably would have had to trade away a good portion of our depth and probably one of the core four, if not two. Right? By the way, Jeffrey says Lonzo Ball is the guy I really want. He really looks like he's back. I wouldn't mind Lonzo, right? I honestly wouldn't. I mean, a couple other guys. I'll actually get into Fanspo here in a second. But I'm not going to pull up the trades on here because, ads and stuff on Fanspo. But we're just going to go through all these deals on Fanspo here, the ones that have been posted recently. I'm not going to go through them all. So, and then he put a description on here. Playoff rotation would be Garland, Jerome at point guard, Mitchell Okoro at shooting guard. Small forwards would be Wade and Strus. Power forwards Mobley, Boucher, and Allen and Robinson at center. Not gonna lie, that center duo would be pretty damn tough to get past. It really would be, but I don't know if it'll actually happen. I don't think this would happen. If this were to happen, I think they would need to supplement this trade with something else. They would have to have something else to replace the production of Karis LeVert off the bench, right? They would have to swing something else to fill in that production. I still don't think that would happen. But that's what you love about Fanspo. Now, Fanspo put it as a success. We would actually gain $12,000 in cap. And then we'd be -1 in wins. Offense would go down. Defense would go up, obviously, with two big men. Minutes per game, -6, so it'd be going too much. And then -1. So we would fall down by a win. We'd go down by offense and minutes per game. Would do the most, I think, right here. Oh man, this one's speaking my language right here. So the Nets would get Max Strus, George Niang, Jalen Tyson, and Emoni Bates, and 2 picks, including a first rounder in 2031. The Cavs would get wins wouldn't improve, but they'd get better in minutes per game, offense and defensive rating, as well as they would lose about $549,000. So they would free up cap space. Honestly, if you could pull off Johnson and Sharp and maybe not get rid of Strus, but if you have to, I would take it. Maybe you find a third team and you can get something from that third team too. That would make it work. That'd be a banger. That'd be pretty fun. What's the next one? Okay. Kevin Herter for Karis? I mean, baller. We wouldn't really improve in anything besides defense. 6'7", movement shooter. Dude can light it up from 3 though. But we don't really need a forward. All right, how about this? All right, how about this one? This would be with the Bulls. Doubles. Harris, George Niang, and 2 second rounders to Chicago for Pat Williams and Dalen Terry. Williams has 5 years left on his contract. Hey, yo. He's on a 5-year deal? Hold up, man. Is that legit? Hold up. The heck up. So, this is the first year of his contract. Yeah. He got a new contract. Signed a 5-year $90 million extension in June, making 18 million a year. And he has a player option in 2028, 29. I mean, let's see what his stats are. So he's got about 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists in about 10 minutes per 10 per. His minutes, I mean, okay. He's played in 43 games. Okay, he's not too bad. PER is 10.1. All right. I mean, it wouldn't be horrible. What Dalen Terry? He has 2 years left on his contract. He doesn't do. He's not really doing much. Seems like. Yeah. Team options. Okay. So he's got a team option this year and then next year. So he'd essentially have one more year. I think one more year left. Eh, all right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm not sure this would actually happen though. Again, this is the beauty of not really having much rumors to go off of because you don't know what's going to happen. All right, what's this lunacy here? The Nets, Kings, and Cavs engage in a trade. What's this all about? What kind of lunacy is this now? I love Fanspo. People just really just lose their minds on this site. They go freaking nuts. Oh, and then it doesn't even appear. They took it down. What's this now? Oh, Lorenzen? Going back to Kansas City? Okay. I guess the Reds traded for Gavin Lux too. So if there's any Reds fans watching, you guys traded for Gavin Lux from the Dodgers. It made sense because they have too many dudes in that infield. Yeah, it looks like who's that? Kevin Herter going to the Nets? Cavs get one player. Who's that? Keegan Murray? Hey, yo. I mean, if we could get Keegan for that, I mean, that'd be crazy. For real. I don't think this is popping up. I think they took it down or something. Oh, you gotta love it. But I'll be live for another 5 or so minutes, guys. Then I gotta get ready for my Monday Night Raw stream tonight, which this is probably the only Raw I'll be streaming all year, really. Okay, how about this one? A 5-team trade. And oh my god, if this happens, if this trade were to actually happen, Twitter would probably go Chernobyl on itself. It would collapse on itself and spew radioactive sludge everywhere. Because Jared Allen, in this trade proposal, would go to the Warriors. Right? Nothing else to the Warriors, just Jared Allen. Jimmy Butler would go to the Cavs, would get Herb Jones and Kevon Looney. And of course, remember, Jared Allen cannot be traded because 6 months have not passed since this proposal was put in. He'll be eligible at the end of January. I don't think we're going to trade him. Why would we? Stupid. Jones and Looney to the Cavs. The Heat get Brandon Ingram, Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams, and Jeff Green from the Rockets. And then the Pelicans, they get Terry Rozier, Kyle Anderson, Kuminga, Haywood Highsmith, and a first rounder from the Rockets. I wouldn't hate our return, but getting rid of Jared Allen and replacing him with Kevon Looney, you're only getting rid of Jarrett if Evan Mobley is going to be your center. Like, you got to be really comfortable getting rid of Jared Allen, right? And of course, if you were going to get rid of Jared Allen, I mean, I guess the guy to get for him would be maybe Herb Jones, right? Well, maybe we could get Steven Adams. I mean, he's kind of old and he's on a 1 year deal, but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna get rid of Jared Allen, you got to get someone to fill in his shoes. Unless you just know for sure that Evan Mobley is ready to be your center. Kevon Looney as a backup center wouldn't be bad. 6'9" stretch big man. Wouldn't completely hate that, but I love the Herb Jones one part right here. Oh my god, I would love Herb Jones. But yeah, I think the last one I'm gonna look at is, I think, this one. Then there is this one that has us trading 7 players to the Lakers for LeBron. That's hilarious. Now here's this one. This is the last one I'll be looking at. So LeVert, Okoro, and a 27 second rounder to the Nets. George Niang and 3 seconds from the Cavs go to the Wizards. And then the Wizards send Jonas Valanciunas. And then the Cavs get Cam Johnson. This is the trade I think I would do. It makes so much sense, but it's probably not. It wouldn't happen. Again, it wouldn't happen. They get a backup big man to go behind Jared Allen, right? You get Cameron Johnson, and yeah, we feast. And about this too. Remember, they also have a couple goals as well. That this post says right here. They land a great wing, which Cam Johnson. They get a backup big in Jonas, and they get under the luxury tax. So you're looking at a playoff rotation. That would be Garland and Jerome at point guard, Mitchell Merrill at shooting guard, Cam and Strus at small forward, Mobley and Wade at power forward, and then Allen and Valanciunas would be your big men. Now you could always go out and swing some smaller deals to fill in the roles that LeVert, Okoro, and Niang leave behind. But I don't know if this would actually happen for real. Maybe take off Okoro and it'd be a W in every aspect. But I don't think the Nets do it if they don't get LeVert or Okoro or something. I don't know, but that's what's going to be fun. There's going to be so many rumor articles and stuff posted, and I can just see it now. Cam Johnson's going to go somewhere else, and Cavs fans are going to be pissed. Honestly, I'm mentally prepared right now for February 6th to come and go, and the trade deadline passes, and the Cavs do nothing. It's like they don't even add a smaller piece or two. They don't even get under the luxury tax, which is another goal that they want to have. Again, their 3 goals are essentially get a wing, a 3-and-D wing that they've been looking for years. That's essentially their white whale, their Moby Dick, right? They've been trying to get a freaking 3-and-D wing for years on the market. Now, of course, they have Okoro, they have Wade, so it's not really an urgent one, but they could probably use one. Maybe a backup big man to help out with Allen. And then, get under the luxury tax. I did talk, I think, a little bit a while back, talking about how they might be doing like a 2-for-1 deal to get under the tax and to add another piece to this team. Because I know people would probably see this stream and think they don't need to make a trade. No, they don't need to make a trade. I'm just saying if they were to, what could they do? So that is going to wrap up this stream. I'll be back in about 40-ish minutes for Monday Night Raw. Probably the only Raw I'll be streaming because it's on Netflix. And I want to, make sure, and it's going to be a loaded event. I heard a rumor this thing's going 3.5 hours on Netflix. They're going to have The Undertaker, I guess, there. The Rock is going to be there. Cena's, of course, going to be there. Hulk Hogan. I would not be shocked if Stone Cold popped in. I would not be shocked if Stone Cold popped in and stunned someone. Oh, maybe opened a can of whoop ass real quick. Small little can of whoop ass, little one of them travel little tiny little cans that you see like at the store. Like one gulp can of whoop ass. I'm actually shocked that during the Attitude Era, Stone Cold did not sell a beer or something called whoop ass. You know what I'm saying? It would have been hilarious. Imagine the marketing. Oh, you can open a can of whoop ass. But no, that would have never got past, retailers. We've had kids saying, Mommy, can I open a can of whoop ass? That was so stupid. Oh, man. No, that's his like little motto thing that he has. I'm gonna open a can of whoop ass on you. What? Stump a mud hole in you and walk it dry. People only talk about Stone Cold possibly showing up because they showed his logo, the smoking skull, during their little drone show to promote the Monday Night Raw tonight at the Intuit Dome, which recently opened earlier this year or late 2024. All right, so that's really all I got, guys. I will see you all in about 40-ish minutes. So yeah, with that being said, have a good rest of your night. If I don't see you in the Monday Night Raw stream, which I'll be setting up here after I'm done here. And yeah, Cavs trade season is here once again. And we'll see if anything actually happens. The Cavs, you know what? I'm actually going to look that up. I'm actually curious now. When was the last time we made a trade in season? Let me look. I think it was Karis. Yeah, I think it was Karis LeVert. Let me see here. Cleveland Cavaliers trade history. Shout out to Salary Swish. The last remnants of Cap Friendly. Salary Swish was created as like a spin-off of Cap Friendly, but Cap Friendly went under because the Capitals of Washington decided, hey, I want to use that site. So we're going to buy it and rob the fans of the awesome ability to, just go crazy with trades and free agent predictions and stuff. So the last time the Cavaliers made a trade in season was Karis LeVert for Ricky Rubio. Yep, Ricky Rubio was hurt. They switched him out for Karis. And then they, yanked Ricky Rubio back the following offseason. And, he was all right. He just wasn't the same. Of course, earlier that year, they had traded for Rajon Rondo. Because, again, Ricky Rubio got hurt. So that's kind of funny, isn't it? Ricky Rubio gets hurt against New Orleans. tears his knee all the way up, or whatever, tears his ACL, whatever, or tears something in his freaking leg. So they trade for Rajon Rondo to fill Rubio's spot. And then they trade Rubio himself to the Pacers for Caris LeVert. Something similar, that is what the Warriors did with D'Anthony Melton, who got hurt. They traded him for Dennis Schroeder. Now, 2021, by the way, that was the deal that sent Denzel Valentine, oh God, to the Knicks. And then, the Knicks and Lakers made another little piece of their trade too. They had their pieces. And then 2021, of course, you had Lauri Markkanen to the Cavs, Larry Nance Jr. to the Blazers, and the Bulls got several things like Derrick Jones Jr. from Portland, and then from Cleveland they got a couple picks. 2021. Let's see what they did also that year. Oh yeah, you had you know what? Let's go all the way back to 2018. Let's look at the trade history here. So February 8th, 2018, you had a very eventful day because the Cavs traded Rodney Hood. No, they acquired Rodney Hood from Utah. And then they got Arturas Guaditis and George Hill. We all remember him from Sacramento. Shumpert and Dimitrios Agravanis to the Kings. Joe Johnson went to the Kings from Utah. And then we sent Jay Crowder and Derrick Rose to Utah. So yeah. And then what? A little bit after that, this was of course after the Cavs had already traded Channing Frye to the Lakers. Remember that? For Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance. Yep. And then to wrap up that day of craziness, Dwayne Wade goes to the Heat for a second round pick. So, yeah. 2019, Nick Stauskas and Wade Baldwin IV, and 2 picks go to the Cavs for Rodney Hood. Then coming up in June, Kevin Porter Jr. gets acquired for a couple picks. Those picks actually became, one of them became Brandon Boston Jr. That's the only pick that's really meaningful at this point. Flash forward to December 2019. Dante Exum traded to the Cavs for Jordan Clarkson. We also got 2 picks as well. One actually became Khalifa Diop, and the other one became Emoni Bates. So how about that? Huh? We got Diop and Bates for Jordan Clarkson. And then, of course, 2020 season, we made the infamous Andre Drummond trade. Yep. Acquiring Drummond from the Pistons for Brandon Knight and John Henson. And also a second round pick, which became Isaiah Wong. Then later on that year, November 2020, you had a draft pick for Ilkan Karaman? Okay. November 23rd, 2020, Jordan Bell and Alfonso McKinney to the Lakers for JaVale McGee and a second round pick. November 27th, 2020, Rajon Tucker and a second to the Cavs for cash. And then there wouldn't be anything else until January 16th, 2021. We all remember this. I think I was going to the store when this trade happened. The Cavs acquire Taurean Prince, Jared Allen, and Alexander Vejankov from the Brooklyn Nets. This was a very complicated trade. The Nets get James Harden from Houston. The Rockets get Victor Oladipo from Indy, Dante Exum from the Cavs, as well as a pick, first rounder, which became Marjon Beauchamp. And then the Nets got the most out of it. Rodions Krooks. They got a pick. They got picks that became the likes of Cam Thomas, Tari Eason, Derek Whitehead, who ended up going to Brooklyn, and then Reed Shepard. Then they also had a couple other picks as well. You know, they've done other stuff to those picks. And then finally, Indy got Karis LeVert, which, by the way, it is widely known that that trade might have saved Karis's life because they found something wrong with him. I can't remember what exactly it was, but they found something wrong with him during his physical, which again probably saved his life. And then they also got a couple picks that became Tristan Newton and Jalen Pickett. That was January 16th. Fast forward a few days later, and the Cavs, of course, traded Kevin Porter Jr. because he flipped the heck out because we gave his locker to Taurean Prince, I believe it was. Not even kidding. He threw a freaking hissy fit in the locker room because we gave his locker to somebody else because he wasn't with the team. Oh my God, I remember that. He threw a hissy fit. And they traded him for a draft pick that became Pelle Larsson. Wow. And then fast forward to March, of course, Isaiah Hartenstein was acquired for JaVale McGee, and then two picks as well. In fact, I don't even know. Do the Cavs still have that 27 second rounder? They might actually have that pick still. And then, of course, they traded away Taurean Prince later on in July for Ricky Rubio and a second rounder that actually became Bryce McGowens in cash. And then August 2021, they got Lauri Markkanen. They sent Larry Nance to the Blazers. And then Derrick Jones Jr. went to the Bulls. From the Blazers and the Cavs just sent a couple picks. And then, of course, you know, you had the whole Denzel Valentine for Rondo trade, and then Karras for Rubio. Then you had a small trade where we sent Vezenkov to the Kings for Isaiah Mobley, for the pick that became Isaiah Mobley. And then, of course, September 3rd, 2022. I will never forget that day either because I actually had no internet on that day. And I was looking on my TV, and all of a sudden I see on the bottom, Cavs acquired Donovan Mitchell. And I was like, what? Man, I wish I would have had internet that day because I would have probably been losing my damn mind. They traded Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, and Ochai Agbaji, as well as several pick swaps and first round picks in general to the Jazz. And yeah, so that's big. And then, you know, 2 off seasons ago now, almost July 6, 2023, they got Max Strus in a sign and trade where they sent a pick to Miami. And then San Antonio got involved and took Cedi Osman and Lamar Stevens and a pick from the Cavs and then a pick from Miami too. So it was a 3-team deal there. And then most recently, the last trade we made was Damian Jones for future considerations. Yeah, that was the last trade we've made. Are we going to make any this year? I honestly have no idea. But it'll be interesting. I can see them making some small trades, but again, we'll see what they do. But that's just a brief rundown of all the trades we've made recently. And, oh man, this is going to be a fun trade season. A lot of talk. We'll see if anything happens. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys tonight for Monday Night Raw and see what chaos happens. All right. That being said, go Cavs. I'm Crazy Dog, and I'm out. Bye bye for now. See you guys in about 40 minutes.